You just touched on something that I think is really important. And that is the power of sound and vibration to take us to and hold us in a particular brainwave state. And we know this because music does this by itself. Even before you work in binaural beats, isochronic tones, pacing, and specifics into how we're recording our music, even once you do that, it just amplifies it even more.
Okay, now I'm doing that. You just gave me permission to eat chocolate, and Craig is all about health and biohacking and wellness and
dark
longevity.
chocolate. Dark chocolate, at least 72% cacao or higher. Look, you touched on something really important that I think is is worth dwelling on and emerging, and it's about conditioning. Meditation is about conditioning the mind. So many people have a dysregulated nervous system and dysregulated reflex to fight or flight mode. So the brain only has one response to stress and anxiety. Whether it's mental, emotional, physical, nutritional, relational, financial, it doesn't matter. The brain only has one response, and that is the sympathetic nervous system response, otherwise known as fight or flight, otherwise known as a state of stress and anxiety. Kicks up cortisol, kicks up adrenaline. When you're using our technology, music meditations, when you're using breath work, when you're using these practices, you are conditioning your mind to spend more time calm and relaxed so that when those stimuli come about and they are not actually life-threatening, you don't kick in that sympathetic nervous system response. You actually stay calm and relaxed. When you're in that fight or flight state, when you're in that survival mode, your brain and your body has a different set of priorities. Rational thinking gets turned off. Your immune system gets turned off. Reproductive organs get turned off. Digestion gets turned off. All of that energy is diverted to the body to survive, to save itself, to protect itself, or to run, or to fight. So if you're in a state of fight or flight day in and day out, your body is actually not performing the way that it was so brilliantly designed to perform. When you're in a relaxed state, and meditation, mindfulness, vibroacoustic therapy, tech-assisted meditation helps you to stay in that relaxed state more often. You are quite literally reprogramming your nervous system. You're not deactivating the sympathetic nervous system response. You are simply teaching your mind, body, and spirit to spend more time in that calm and relaxed state. You can handle more. Yeah. You can be on point and be sharper throughout the day because you are conditioning your nervous system so it's not triggered as often. It's not triggered from the little things that aren't actually life-threatening. And you can spend more time calm and collected, which allows you to perform better, which allows you to be a better human, which gives you more of your capacity to live a healthy lifestyle and to operate a healthy mind-body connection. So regular meditation is really more about overall wellness than it is even about the neural impact that it has, but it's really about operating in that calm and relaxed state, spending more time in that parasympathetic nervous system response.
Without a doubt. Absolutely agree 1000% with you. And so you mentioned something earlier about breath work. So what is the role, if any, of breath work in your modality and what you're doing? And really, I mean, you're so versed in so many things, biohacking, that you've done everything. But why is it so impactful for overall well-being?
So the mind controls the body and breath controls the mind. And again, I'm a novice when it comes to breath work, especially in this relationship and right where we're at right now. But the reality is we all know what it feels like to be stimulated. We all recognize what it is to feel stressed and anxious, that shortness of breath, the singular focus on whatever you might be dwelling on that you think is a threat. Again, mental, emotional, nutritional, relational, financial. There's so many different threats that come about this day and age. The body hasn't really caught up in its evolution of how to handle these different threats. When a financial threat, yes, it might be threatening your life or life-threatening, but it's not as life-threatening as a man standing in front of you with a knife or a gun. It's not as life-threatening, even some of this mental anguish that we put ourselves through. Most of the time, it's the brain foreseeing a possible future that never comes that is far more detrimental to our overall health than the actual threat itself. So breath is a very powerful way for us to control the mind, which then controls the body, to get into that calm and relaxed state. And there's lots of different studies on this. You've presented a ton of science and research on the power of breath and its ability to control the mind and the mind's ability to control the body. So It is a very conscious and cognizant way for us to change our state and for us to even recognize, I'm breathing really short. I must be having some type of reaction. What am I thinking about right now? It gives you an opportunity to kind of work through that. And then just taking that deep breath and allowing yourself to control the present moment and bring that control back to the forefront. It's a phenomenal way for you to condition that nervous system.
Absolutely. It's almost like CrossFit or triathlete training for your nervous system so you're able to handle more stress. I mean, stress is going to be part of our existence on the planet, part of the agreement when we came here. But how well we can handle that. And if we have all of our circuits trip, if our circuit breaker doesn't get reset, then we will find ourselves in this state of complete and stress and then breakdown disease and ultimately early death. And this is well documented. Patriji, who is the founder of the PSSM Global movement for over 40 years ago, for all of the people that meditate with their pyramids on their head or inside their big pyramids, he had two things many things, but two of the things that he would always talk about is meditate daily and be with your breath. I have little pyramids from the event that have stickers of him on there. Meditate daily, be with your breath. And so part of what I teach is actually how to bring ourselves back into that present awareness using our breath. And you so masterfully put that, Craig, that recognizing where am I feeling, what's going on right now, and one of the things that I help people with is two things to help bring us back into present awareness, and just asking the questions, right? Because having the right question is genius. The first one is, where am I? The answer, no matter where on the planet you are, the answer is always here. And the second one is, what time is it? I mean, it doesn't matter what your watch says. The answer is always now. So if we ask ourselves, where am I here? What time is it now? By breathing, that brings us directly into our body so that the past and the things that we may regret, or the things that we're concerned about that we didn't do, or the things that we maybe were great at and wish would happen again, that's still putting our energy and our focus in the past timeline. Or worrying or planning about the things that have not yet happened yet, that's putting our energy into the future timeline. Now, that one is definitely more practical and definitely more beneficial than worrying about the past, because you can't do anything to change that, although you can change the future. But a lot of the time, I find myself and other people as well thinking about things that how we want them to be in just this certain perfect box, instead of allowing it to unfold the way that it's actually going to unfold. And the way that unfolds is when we're in presence, because then we're in awareness rather than in thought. And it's the same as speaking and listening. You can't do both at the same time. You're either outputting or inputting. And if you want the best things to come to you in your life, including in your meditation, I can attest that if I sit on my meditation cushion and I'm stressed out, I don't drop into the states I want to be in. I just don't.
So let me ask you a question on that front, because I think this is a really wonderful topic, and I agree with everything that you just said. And I have questions about manifestation. So, as we are in the present moment, what time is it now? Where am I? Here. Breathe. These are really important. I'm very curious where manifestation falls into your practice and your process. And then I want to share actually how it falls into mine too, because I think it plays an important part, which manifestation for me is picturing and visualizing the outcomes that I want, the greatness that I want to see, and the process that I go through for visualization. Just curious your thoughts on that, and then I want to share mine.
The integrated ascension method, the Merpati method, has been called the martial art of manifestation for many, many years, because as we start to be a stronger conduit and also a broadcaster of energy, by harnessing this energy in our body, we start to manifest also in the negative, positive and negative, more efficiently or even faster. That's what we've noticed. So what I would say is that beyond just thinking, it's the feeling that, I went to a Joe Dispenza event many, many years ago. And one of the things that he talked about neurologically is that Feeling is a much faster and more powerful form of thought. So instead of just thinking about what you want or planning it out on a graph, but to actually feel what it's like to have that and actually let your body just be consumed with the feeling and not of what I want is already done. And feeling that as it is right now, I practice that on a daily basis. Every morning before I get up, I feel this amazing day already having happened. That
Mm.
everything that it's going to be the best day of my life because I woke up and I did this. I got another one of those. And about 150,000 people a day don't get that honor. They're done with their
Yeah.
life. And so every single day it's hashtag winning for me. And so for me, I hope that answers your question. For me, that's why it's so important to focus not just my mind, but also my feeling and my heart, because we have three brains. We know that physiologically. We have our head brain, heart brain, and now our gut brain. And we actually have more nervous system cells in our stomach than we do in our spinal cord,
Mm.
in our small intestine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and we have brain cells in our heart, like 40,000 neural cells in our heart. So we have all these things that are able to broadcast and receive. But a lot of the time we get stuck so much up here that we don't actually get these ones to go out and do all the amazing things that we can. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
So here's my take on it. And first of all, I love what you just said. When we are in our present mind, body, and spirit, when we are calm and relaxed, it does give us the ability to radiate, cultivate, and then radiate this incredibly perfect energy, which then shines to the people around us, which then reflects back to us, right? We are just but reflections of one another. And the energy that we put out is the energy that we get back. If you want more love, love more. If you want more gratitude thrown your way, throw more gratitude out to the world and the people around you. But as we clear our mind and as we stay present in the present moment, I think one of the common misconceptions a lot of people have of meditation is that they need to clear their mind, that you can't think of anything, that you just need to. It's not possible. The brain only knows how to do one thing, and that is to think and create thoughts. So instead, it becomes this stream of consciousness that I am watching drift by. Instead of getting caught up or focused on any one thought, I'm allowing the thoughts to come in, I'm allowing the thoughts to go out, and I'm watching this stream of consciousness before me. As a portion of my meditative practice, I take time to visualize the future as it has already happened, just like you just explained. And that's a really important aspect to it. But not only to visualize myself seeing it, but to feel it. And I'll give a great example just because I think a lot of people can relate to this. If you want a particular sports car, for me, it's actually a truck. I like going off-roading. I like going to parts of the world that I can't go to or get to with regular equipment or by feet. So for me, I'm visualizing myself driving that truck, and it will be a portion of my meditation that is specifically dedicated to manifesting the future that I want. Not only will I visualize the truck and what it looks like, but I will actually visualize myself in the first person, in the driver's seat, controlling the vehicle, moving in a place that I look forward to going to, and allowing myself to see and feel what it's like to embody that particular future. And what I find is what we know to be true, which is the brain doesn't know the difference between this reality that my senses are presenting to it in real time, a dream, or a manifestation, or a visualization that I'm doing. So as we visualize ourselves accomplishing and achieving the goals that we set out for ourselves, the nervous system, the subconscious mind, then works behind the scenes around the clock to bring us to that reality that it already holds and know to be true. And this is one place where you said good or bad, the Ascension method helps us to manifest faster. Because if you're not cultivating that positive future, well, then the negative self-talk in the brain, the nervous system that is constantly searching for threats, will find those threats and it will hold that as your future instead of the strength, the beauty, the glory, the gratitude, the joy, and all of the amazing things that you're hopefully manifesting on a regular basis and visualizing for your own future.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And Buddha said it best that pain is a part of life, but suffering is optional.
Yes.
And the thing is about this, we're manifesting all the time, no matter what, whether it's we consider it to be quote unquote positive or negative, we're always going to be having that. And so the thing about this that's so important is that we came here in order to learn, to have experience, to fulfill karmic debts. There's all kinds of things that come in there. And we always have this opportunity to step into, what do I prefer to experience now?
Mm.
It's not, otherwise, we're a victim of our circumstance, in which case, those of us who are on the spiritual path, when we really think about it, if we think of all as one, that is without exception, that we're
Mm.
all the same being having different experiences through a different lens of perception in order to know itself better. That makes a lot of sense until you stub your toe, or you have a loss of a loved one, or you have a financial hardship, or you have COVID or something like this that affects you personally. And then to look at it, okay, what do I want to experience now as an infinite, unlimited, eternal being of creation? What do I want to experience, and to step into that? That's one of the best things, I think, for meditation, is to stop being a human that's just a human doing, and resume your role as a human being.
Yes.
And it allows people to do that. And so, Craig, for somebody who's new to vibroacoustic therapy, what's really the best way to start integrating inHarmony's tools into their daily wellness routine to get the optimal benefits? We're talking to I think right now millions of people who are interested in knowing themselves better and self-improvement. So how can they get started with what you're doing?
Look, the easiest thing to do, and it's totally free, head over to YouTube, go search for inHarmony Interactive, look for our 11-hour extended music meditations, and begin playing them throughout your home, throughout your house. While you sit down for your regular meditative practice, if you're used to doing so in silence, do so with a little Bluetooth speaker or your phone or your computer, whatever it might be, playing these music meditations in the background and allowing yourself to drop into your meditation practice, whatever that looks like, your prayer practice, and do so with some meditation music playing in the background, some frequencies that are specifically garnered to align your chakras, to drop you into that deeper meditative state. And look, that's easy and it's free. I do recommend a YouTube subscription so you don't have commercials, or download our app, which doesn't have commercials in it. It does come with a free 14-day trial on our app. So Android store, iOS App Store, look for inHarmony Interactive, and inHarmony Music Meditations is the name of our app. And it's something that each and every one of you can do right now to begin going deeper into yourself and within.
Absolutely love it. Craig, thank you so much for being here today. It's always an honor to be around you, my brother, and to bring this message to so many people around the world. We are pieces of this amazing convergence of consciousness and elevation that is happening amongst the human race right now, so that we become really our future humans, not just the ones that we've always been, but the ones that we truly can be. And so I would like to say thank you so much to you. Do you have any final words to everybody out there before we sign off for this episode?
Absolutely. And it is to be kind to yourself. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect, a lot of pressure on ourselves to achieve and to hit our goals on certain timelines. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself a little bit of latitude in how you're performing today, knowing that tomorrow can be a better day, this afternoon can be a better hour, and that you can always be a better person by going within, slowing down, resting, relaxing, and driving forward. I'm grateful for our time together. As always, my brother, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for this opportunity to share. I've learned a lot, and I hope I've shared a lot of powerful information, and I wish you a beautiful day.
And you have. Thank you again, Craig. To everybody out there watching, meditate daily, be with your breath. All the love and power to you, my friends. We'll see you in the next episode. Hey, my friends, what an incredible journey we've shared today. If you felt even a spark of inspiration or power, don't let it stop here. Take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who needs it. Seriously, think of just one person who could benefit from what you've experienced today, because together we're building something so much bigger than ourselves. This is more than a show. It's a movement, a space where leaders, visionaries, and seekers like you come to transform, elevate, and align So don't just follow, become a part of the community. Subscribe to the PMC YouTube channel and follow the I Am Integrated Ascension method everywhere you can. And let's create something extraordinary together. I'm truly excited to share with you your next step to transformation. So head over to iampure.energy and sign up for my free Perfect Breath class. You'll unlock the secret to mastering your breath, your energy, and ultimately your life. And for those who are ready to go deeper, our masterclass and weekly sessions are waiting to take you to that next level. Make sure that you're here next week because, as always, I'll be sitting down with another world-changing guest, someone who will blow your mind and give you tools to rise even higher. And don't come alone. Invite your friends, your team, or anyone who's ready to grow. And let's expand this circle of impact one breath at a time. Until then, remember, your potential is limitless, your power is real, and it all begins with a single breath. Together, we're creating the future. I'll see you next time, my friend. Together we rise. See you soon.